Racism, but bias and prejudice beyond race. Bias and prejudice are universal human behaviors, shaped by various factors far beyond race. While explicit bias is rare, implicit bias is pervasive and often unconscious, leading to prejudice and ultimately discrimination. Bias, both conscious and unconscious, is a universal phenomenon. They are not inherent traits but develop as we grow, and while they cannot be entirely eliminated, how we act on them makes a difference in the impact on society. Prejudice arises when individuals form unjustified attitudes based on group membership, often leading to discrimination. The behavioral expression of these attitudes. Human beings naturally form groups, not solely based on race, which has evolved into a spectrum, but on a variety of factors such as religion, nationality, language, beauty, education, political affiliations, and even names. These differences create barriers and shape societal dynamics beyond race alone, echoing the saying, "Birds of the same feather flock together." Religion. Religious bias has been one of the most persistent and deepest forms of prejudice throughout human history. Religious beliefs and practices often define group identities, creating boundaries between us and them. From the Crusades to modern-day political divisions and religious conflicts, people often display loyalty to their own faiths while harboring distrust or even hostility toward those of different beliefs, leading to prejudice and discrimination against them. Nationality and immigration. National identity, even in adopted nations, can foster a sense of superiority or inferiority. Immigrants and minorities often face discrimination based on their national origins, regardless of their integration into the adopted society. National identity can be a source of unity, but also division. Divides based on national origin are not limited to race, but encompass cultural differences, languages, and traditions, leading to alienation. Immigrants often feel this in their adopted countries, where they are sometimes treated as outsiders despite citizenship or legal status. Skin color. While race is traditionally associated with skin color, the spectrum of skin tones within and across racial groups can also be a source of bias. Fairer, lighter, darker, or mixed skin tones can all lead to differential treatment, even among individuals of the same race. Lighter, fairer skin is often favored in some regions, while others may celebrate darker tones. People discriminate based on shades of skin color, a phenomenon known as colorism. Lighter skin has historically been prized in many cultures, while darker skin has been marginalized, showing that even within race, biases proliferate. This is not a race issue per se, but more a reflection of beauty standards, power dynamics, and cultural history. Beauty and attractiveness. Society often assigns value to people based on physical appearance. Social biases based on physical appearance, irrespective of the sexual difference, play a significant role in human interactions. People deemed more attractive often receive preferential treatment, while those considered less attractive may face subtle discrimination, highlighting the arbitrary standards of how superficial qualities and beauty that govern social interactions and drive human behavior and bias. Language. Language is a powerful marker of cultural identity, and people often harbor biases against those who speak differently. This bias can manifest in judgments about intelligence, social worth, and competence, particularly when encountering non-native speakers or different dialects. Individuals who speak a different native language or have an accent are often subject to bias, leading to exclusion, mockery, prejudice, or marginalization. Those who speak the dominant language fluently tend to have social and economic advantages. Culture. Cultural practices can often serve as a basis for discrimination, whether in food, dress, or customs. People may view different cultures with skepticism, labeling them as exotic or backward, further driving social division. It can lead to misunderstandings and biases, resulting in prejudice against those who do not conform to the dominant culture. Different cultural traditions can be viewed with suspicion or misunderstanding, leading to exclusion or stereotyping. Political affiliation. Political beliefs can be deeply polarizing. People form strong opinions about those who hold differing political beliefs, often leading to deep divides, polarization, and mutual distrust. This can lead to discrimination in social, professional, or familial settings. Political divides can mirror religious fervor, creating an us versus them mentality. Morals and values. Moral and ethical values shape our judgments of others. Differences in these values can create divisions, with individuals or groups being labeled as morally superior or inferior, leading to alienation and prejudice. For example, those with differing stances on social issues, for example, LGBTQ+ rights, abortion, etc., often judge and discriminate against each other based on their moral frameworks. Childhood upbringing. The way individuals are raised, whether in terms of parenting style, socioeconomic status, or regional customs, can lead to biases and judgments based on their upbringing, particularly when encountering people from vastly different backgrounds. The environment in which a person is raised influences their worldview. Class differences, educational opportunities, and parental values all play a role in shaping biases. Regional differences. Regional biases often occur within countries, where people from one part of a nation may hold stereotypical views about those from another region, even if they share the same nationality, based on regional characteristics or perceived traits. People from different areas are often stereotyped based on accents, behaviors, or cultural norms, leading to judgments and assumptions that fuel division. Social status. Class divisions play a powerful role in discrimination. Social hierarchy plays a significant role in how individuals are perceived and treated. Those with higher social status often enjoy privileges, while those of lower status may face discrimination. Class-based discrimination is pervasive, with people often sorting others based on economic or social standing. Wealthier individuals may look down upon those from lower income backgrounds, while the latter might harbor resentment toward the wealthy. Intelligence. Perceived intelligence, whether measured through educational achievements or cognitive abilities, can lead to biases. People often make judgments about others' competence, capabilities, and even worth based on their intellectual performance. Individuals deemed more intelligent may receive more opportunities, while those considered less capable may be marginalized. People perceived as more intelligent tend to be afforded higher status, while those deemed less intelligent can be marginalized or discriminated against, regardless of their race. Social influence. People often group themselves based on shared social circles, influencing biases and perceptions. Those outside certain social spheres may be excluded or discriminated against. Media, popular culture, and societal norms shape our perceptions of others. These influences can reinforce existing biases or create new ones, leading to prejudice and discrimination. People with influence, be it through fame, power, or social media, can create their own insular groups, often looking down on those outside their circles, regardless of their race. Family differences. Family background, including reputation, size, and status, can influence how individuals are perceived and treated by others. Family dynamics, traditions, and structures vary widely across cultures, leading to judgment. People often harbor prejudices against different family forms or relationships, whether nuclear, extended, or non-traditional. Even within families, biases can emerge based on differences in belief systems, economic status, or lifestyle choices, creating divisions that are not rooted in race, but in personal identity and values. Even the name. Even something as simple as a person's name can lead to bias. Names carry social and cultural connotations, often leading to biases and assumptions about ethnicity, class, and background, and may trigger prejudices or stereotypes. Studies have shown that job applicants with non-traditional or unfamiliar names often face discrimination in hiring practices or social setting, regardless of their race, highlighting the arbitrary nature of many biases. Ultimately, human bias, prejudice, and discrimination are not confined to race, but stem from the natural human tendency to form groups based on similarities, such as religion, culture, politics, or social ties. These groupings are deeply ingrained in human behavior and are unlikely to disappear. As societies evolve and the concept of race becomes more fluid and complex, it is essential to recognize that human divisions are shaped by a broad spectrum of factors. By acknowledging this, we can better understand the dynamics of inclusion and exclusion. The goal is not to eliminate differences, but to overcome the divisive judgments they provoke. Addressing bias holistically, focusing on all intersecting categories of discrimination, enables us to move beyond race and recognize the full range of human diversity. This perspective shifting encourages us to challenge all forms of prejudice, ultimately fostering more inclusive communities and a tolerant society.